15-second shout out to you guys to start today's video, because at the beginning of the previous video, I announced that Earn Everything drop number 1, Frank the Tank design, is finally live for pre-order. At the time that I'm recording this clip that you're watching right now, we're just over 48 hours into the pre-order, and we are already at half of my sales goal for the pre-order. That is insane. I can't thank you guys enough for how well this merch drop has been doing so far. If you are someone who wants to pick one up but has not picked one up yet, you gotta get on it, because at this rate, I'm probably gonna end up closing the pre-order a few days early. As of right now, the pre-order window is scheduled to close on Saturday, March 30th. That's exactly 2 weeks from when it went live, but there is a chance that I'm gonna move that up a couple of days. It may end up being Thursday. We'll find out. I'm not too sure yet, but again, if you're watching this and you have not picked yours up yet and you want to get one, they're never being printed again. This is a one-off, small batch coffee vibes merch drop right here. Link to the pre-order in the description down below and the pinned comment down below. I'm Boosted John. We deserve nothing, earn everything. Let's get into today's video, boys. Thank you so much again for all the orders so far. It's been absolutely insane. All right, let's do it. In the last video, we were trying to get ready for the dyno and it did not work out. I ran into some last minute issues. I was very frustrated. One of those issues being the charge circuit. I finally think I figured out what's wrong with the charge circuit, and it was that wire that popped out of its terminal. It was about to catch on fire. So we're gonna do something about that first thing today. We're gonna be reattaching that wire to a new terminal, reattaching it to the starter, and then checking voltage of the battery to see if our charge circuit is 1, working better, and 2, if we're actually getting 14 volts. If we're not getting 14 volts of the battery, then I need to remake the charge circuit. Thing number 2 that we're gonna be doing today is, as you guys saw at the very, very end of the last video, I was confident that I was still gonna go to dyno day and just fix that wiring issue the morning before. But as I was talking to you guys, telling you that I figured out the issue, I realized that my radiator cap was leaking again. And I know that that might not seem like a big deal. Oh, I'll just get a new radiator cap. Well, this is the second radiator cap that I've had on this radiator. And the first one leaked because the hood hit it and bent it and caused it to start leaking. This one is leaking for unknown reasons. I trimmed off one of the ears on the radiator cap so that it wouldn't contact the hood. So I don't think it's come in contact with the hood. Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. Who knows? Maybe the filler neck on the radiator got cracked or bent or something when the hood hit the radiator cap the first time. So I have a new radiator on order. So today we're gonna fix the wiring issue and we're gonna lower the radiator. I'll show you guys what we're gonna do about that in a second, but first I wanna work on this wiring issue. Let's get started. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, dude. This wire like melted. That's effed. Because I don't think this wire's long enough if I cut it. Big problem. All right, baby. It went down though, right? Needs to go up. Yeah, good morning. I bet it's pretty funny to watch someone pick up a thing of heat shrink and a blowtorch. She fits. Let's go. Fuse box has been dealt with. At this point, we just have to reconnect the wires to the starter, and this job is done for now. All right, I'm gonna fire it up. I'm gonna start the car and then test voltage of the battery with it idling, and we should see 14 volts or very close to 14 volts. 14 volts on the dot, boys. 14 volts on the dot. 14 volts on the dot. That was it. That fixed it. We are now seeing a charging battery, which means I have a couple of options. Option 1, we keep the big battery. We keep it where it's at. Half of the work is already done to convert back to the big battery. If we do that, we have to make a new catch can breather box setup, because having it just floating here is not acceptable. Or I can put the breather box back where it was. I don't have to change anything, and we can reinstall the small battery. I gotta make a decision. I'm gonna think about it, and I'll get back to you guys here shortly. I'll put the small battery back in. I put the breather box back where it goes, reconnected the lines, and I rerouted the wiring. I did this because I figure, you know what? Worst case scenario, this is a $100 battery. I can just replace it if it's absolutely cooked, because I need the big battery, which is now over there. I need that battery for the EK. So let's see if this battery will hold a charge. I'm gonna go and start the car, let it run, check voltage at the battery, shut the car off, let the surface charge diminish, and then check the battery voltage. If the battery voltage is really bad and it's not holding a charge, then I'll just order a new one. It's $100. This is what it is. Yeah, just about 14 volts. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Radiator is pissing coolant out of the filler neck somewhere. And we are at 12.2 volts. This battery is cooked. Okay, so new battery required. I think that's why the car was just kind of idling like shit. New battery required. I'll get one of these on order ASAP. We have a new radiator coming. Wiring's redone for now. I may order new wires to remake that charge circuit if I kill another battery. When I was driving here to the boost cave, I was telling you guys that the plan has kind of changed for Frank. I've reassessed and I've made the decision to not go to the dyno just yet. I was kind of rushing to get to the dyno. I was really rushing to finish this car, get it dyno tuned, and have it be done, and have it be just drivable. I can take it out whenever I want and have fun with it this summer, and that way I can be done with this car and move on to new projects. But I've since changed my mind. The plan with Frank, as of this video, is to wrap up these last couple of fixes and then just put some miles on it on its current tune, on its E85 tune. It runs and drives fine. Yeah, it's a little finicky. The idle's a little weird. I think once I replace the battery, the idle will kind of settle. I need to get it aligned. I just need to take my time with the build. And I don't want to rush to finish a YouTube video series. Probably gonna be one more episode in this series after today's video. And then from that point forward, I'm just gonna be focusing on putting as many miles on this setup as I possibly can with the current tune. I'll be doing that off camera behind the scenes. And in the meantime, we're gonna start working on another project. And that's gonna be the silver EK. The one that I keep jokingly calling the parts car. Get ready for some big time content on that car. That's coming very soon. Also, we're gonna be doing some 8th gen stuff here very shortly. So, Frank the Tank is about to become my summer fun car, but again, not on a 93 tune. It'll just stay on the E85 tune, making just under 600 horsepower. So it's gonna be pretty gnarly. Let's move on to the next step in today's video, which is addressing the radiator mounting location. It's too high and it keeps hitting the hood. The tie down isn't even all the way flush to the core support. The cap keeps getting damaged. We're gonna drain all the coolant. We're going to disconnect this radiator, the hoses. Oh yeah, I can literally hear it leaking from this cap. This whole cap has no seal. Am I spilling or am I making it in the bucket? Hell yeah. Oh, you turn up the wire speed a little bit? A little more. Oh yeah, baby, that sounds better. Radiator should be good where it's at. Let's do a test fit and then that's it, that's the whole thing. Don't look too close. One tab is there, and then the traction bar flange is the other mounting location. I think we're good. Did not bend. Radiator is at a much better height. It's not hitting the hood anymore, and once we have the new Skunk 2 radiator, I think this problem will be solved. It is now the next day, and as a very fortunate turn of events, the radiator for the EG delivered. So I'm going to pick it up right now, and we're gonna get it installed today, which means all I need to do after I install this radiator and bleed the coolant is replace the tiny battery, and the EG is
recording started.
Done for the time being. It's done. That's it. That's all there is. It's a dream come true, boys. It's a dream come true. Yo! Hey, dog! I made a surprise appearance. How are you? You just napping? You just taking a big old nap? Yeah, come on. Yeah! Alright, buddy. You get back to work, alright? Alright. Well, that's not a radiator. Nope. This will be something fun for next video. That thing was pretty sweet, dude. Alright, I would say that's a success. As you can see, the radiator is significantly lower, and the way that you can tell is because the radiator stay before used to be like bottomed out on the radiator, and when I would like bolt this down, it would like pull this down to the core support. So now, honestly, the stay is too big. I might have to use like an EK sized radiator stay to make it flush, or like pound this down or something. Radiator's way lower. Mission accomplished. It is a little bit closer to the downpipe, but I think with all the heat wrap, it should be fine. That's looking way, way better, guys. Like just as a whole, this car is looking way better up front than it did before with the smashed up radiator, you know, the bent up intercooler piping. I think this car's come a long way. It really just needs new front fenders, a new hood, like a whole new front clip essentially would look awesome on this car because the lip's smashed, there's a hole here. The hood's all dented. There's a hole there. There's a hole there. Honestly, this fender is in really good shape. This might be the only panel on the entire car as of right now that isn't messed up. Anyway, we got one more thing to do, and then we can take this thing out for a rip. We can play around with the tune a little bit, try to get it dialed in a little bit better. Oh, actually, I have two more things. One of them is just like an upgrade, a cosmetic upgrade essentially, and the other one is necessary. So let me just show you. All right, well, dude, I'll let you enjoy your Doritos, and Pasha, have a nice time hanging out with the boy Andrew. Talk to you tomorrow, I guess. We may just Uber and no pressure on your end. Dude, you do gotta get that beef in you, dude. I had beef for lunch. Yeah, man. You gotta get that beef in you. Again. So you guys are just chilling for the rest of the day. And enjoy the rest of your weekend, homie. I don't know if this is gonna work. That seems way too big, but we'll try it. Car out and fired it up is because I just wanted to see how that blow-off valve was going to handle the new spring. And it seems like it's working perfectly. It's keeping it perfectly closed at idle, and then if I give it a little rev, it starts to open, which means that it'll open when boost happens. I thought that spring was gonna be way too aggressive, but it seems like it's actually gonna be perfect. That's huge. All I have to do now is reset ignition timing in Honda and adjust the tune just slightly so that we're not running so rich, and this car should be road ready. Let's do it, and then we'll take her out for a rip. Figured out why the car would not idle correctly. It was because last episode of the EG videos, when I enabled the ethanol sensor, I forgot to disable it. So it's been trying to run using flex fuel when it doesn't have a flex fuel tune. And it still shuts off. Why? Why does that happen every time? I like get close to the car and it just shuts off. Two things right off the bat. Low key, I eyeballed the toe alignment because it was so bad before that I didn't want to send it on the dyno like that. And right now the car is driving really nice. It's like way less darty than it was before. I do still have an alignment scheduled for tomorrow, which will not be in this video. At least I don't think it will be. But the car is about to get aligned. We're taking it out right now to see how the tune is. Is it running too lean? Is it too rich? Is everything okay? Can I make the hour drive to my alignment appointment tomorrow? That's kind of basically what we're trying to do right now. I'm also gonna tip into it a little bit, get a little bit of boost going here, see how things feel. I mean, so far the drivability feels way better. The tune seemed a little lean. Like I was on like 12 to 1 right there, tipping into boost. Yeah, it might be a little lean in boost. So maybe we'll stay out of boost until I can get a log over to my tuner. All I can say though is that hard throttle cruising so far feels amazing. Throttle response feels pretty good. It's a little mushy on the downshifts. I really want those to be more crisp. It seems like the fueling isn't right or something on the flip. Man, I mean, so far the drivability feels awesome. Holds idle really nice after I clutch in and put it in neutral. It's idling at like 14 to 1. Seems really good. 13 and a half, 14 to 1. The blow-off valve sounds good, which is really dope because I wasn't 100% sure if that thing was going to open with the new massive spring that I put in there, but it seems like it's working great. It also sounds a little bit more like high-pitched, which is kind of cool. I didn't think that it was going to affect the sound of the blow-off valve. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear it at all, but I'll try to give you guys a little bit of blow-off valve sound. Yeah, that's way too lean in boost. I just saw like 14 to 1 in boost, so I'm going to not hit any more boost. We're done with boost. I was kind of thinking that this was going to be potentially the last Frank video in the series, but I think that after driving this car right now, I'm realizing that Frank needs a little bit of love in the tuning sector, just in terms of like dialing in a street tune before we go get re-dyno tuned. But like I said, the idle is fantastic. It feels really strong, sounds really good. It's not hunting. Yeah, the blow-off valve sounds sick. We survived the test drive, guys. That's a great feeling because we've been working this entire series. I've been working on the car this entire series to try to get it to this point where I can just drive it around on the street, not have coolant leaking, not have oil leaking, not have boost leaking, and just be able to enjoy it as a car, which I have not been able to do since it was stock internal GSR engine in there. So today's video, I know that it's not like the most hype ending, but it's a big milestone for the car and for me, just because I'm so ready to just enjoy this car for a little bit and stop having to tear it apart every 2 seconds to fix stuff. I just want to drive it. And today was kind of the first glimpse that I've had of that reality, of that dream becoming reality. Next video, we're going to go get this car aligned. That's tomorrow for me right now while I'm recording this. Going to see my friend Jesus. He has by far the sickest like at-home DIY alignment setup. It's not even DIY. It's like he's got a legit alignment machine in his garage at home. It's crazy. Anyway, alignment tomorrow. We got to get a little bit of some kind of a street tune dialed in on this. So I'm going to hit up Mikey. If he can just maybe take a look at a couple data logs. And if it needs adjusting, maybe send back a revision. And if it doesn't need adjusting, then I'll just roll with it. I'll just ride around a little bit. I turned the fueling back up a little bit because I had leaned it out earlier in the video. I didn't show it because there were just so many moving pieces in today's video. I know it was probably a lot to follow. So if you're still here with me, thank you. If you're still here with me, one, leave a comment down below that says earn everything. And two, if you're still here with me and you have not checked out or picked up a Frank the Tank merch drop #1 for earneverything.shop, I'm going to leave a link down below in the video description and in the pinned comment. So it'll be very easily accessible for you. Go check it out. The pre-order window is only going to be open for, from the time that you're watching this, about a week. The orders are coming in, I probably said at the beginning of this video, the orders are coming in pretty fast. So we may end up closing the pre-order window a couple days early. I don't want to, but I also want to make sure that I can fulfill all these orders in a reasonable amount of time. So don't wait. If you're someone who's waiting, you're like, I'll get it tomorrow, I'll get it the next day. You got to get your order in. Otherwise, you're going to miss this drop. And there's only going to be a drop #1 one time. This design will never, ever, ever happen again. And only you OGs that pick one up right now will have one 5 years from now at car meets, at the racetrack, at Boosted John freaking meetups like TJ Hunt does at Tuner Galleria and Dustin Williams does at Grid Life. You guys that roll up in these things are going to be the absolute OGs of the channel. So it's wild. I'm at 73,000 subscribers right now, and it kind of feels like I've just turned the page into chapter 2 of my channel. It's like 7 years deep, and I feel like I've been on chapter 1 this whole time. It feels like right now, with wrapping up the Frank build and dialing that car in and getting this first Earn Everything drop out, it kind of feels like everything that I've learned in the last 7 years of doing this has kind of boiled down to this point in time, this moment that you and I are experiencing together here in my channel's history. And I'm not just BSing that, like I genuinely mean that. It almost feels like I had to learn everything that I've learned up to this point to do this properly and successfully. So thank you guys for the struggles and the hardship that it's taken to get to this point in my career on YouTube, on social media, with building cars, with marketing merch, with creating websites, with online marketing, with sales, with shipping, with all the different things that I've had to learn how to do. So life's crazy. Chapter 2, baby. Merch drop #1. Let's go. I'm Boosted John. We deserve nothing. Earn everything. Thank you if you listened through that entire rant. I've loved talking to you guys personally these last couple of videos, so I'm going to keep doing that. All right, bye.